Welcome, I'm the Mad Monk, and we're talking about roots of food. And it's a play on words, right? Because a lot of our food comes from roots, or some people's food comes from a middleman or a middle animal that has consumed the fruits of the roots to create a condensed source of protein and nutrients that is then harvested for consumption. And what we have to recognize is we have to ask why a lot on how our food is why our food is the way it is, and why are we in such an obesity epidemic of people and cancer. And we there's a lot of dis-ease that's associated with um, our food system. And our food system is different here in America than it is in many other places in the world. Many other places in the world don't allow GMOs. And when I first learned about GMOs, I was like, oh my gosh, I said, that sounds like a great idea. I should grow my own using heirloom seeds and natural methods. But then they said, oh, no, 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 no. GMO is genetically modified organisms. I'm like, oh, well, why are we messing with what nature has already provided naturally as being perfect? And they said, well, because we got to make it better, of course, right? And so when I was young, my grandparents owned a grocery store, and every time I went to the grocery store to visit my grandparents, or we would gather our groceries, they would basically give me a free rein. I could go get you a candy bar, and so of course I'd come back with a candy bar this big. I'm like, Grandpa, I want this one. He's like, oh, go ahead. Yep. And, so then I was eating a lot of candy. I was eating a lot of processed foods. I was eating things that weren't really that great for me. And I was obese as a child. I mean, they called it husky because it was in the 70s, but I was fat. I mean, I was chunky. I didn't have the energy that a lot of other kids probably have, that were thinner. And it also, by the age of five or six, it rotted out all of my front teeth. And so I was like, I was sporting a grill before sporting a grill was even cool. I mean, I had all silver caps across my teeth. And so my mom said to my grandpa and my grandma, she said, well, if you guys want to keep on giving him all of this junk food, then you're going to be paying for the dental bills. And so I didn't get as much junk food anymore. And actually it helped, to thin me down. And all the way through high school, I mean, I was right around, I was thin. I'm about right where I am now. And, this is, I don't want to date myself, but yeah, for 30 years, I've been able to maintain the same weight basically from when I was in high school, except for a short period of time in my 20s and 30s that I did kind of gain some weight because I was eating more of the standard American diet. Isn't that sad? The standard American diet produces obesity and cancer and diabetes and there's a lot of side effects to our diet and what we're consuming. And some of these are some of these side effects are lack of energy. Because if you're carrying around an extra 40 or 50 pounds, you're going to be more tired after a specific task than somebody who isn't carrying that weight. I mean, it's just plain simple. Put a backpack on, pack it up with everything you can fit inside there, and carry that around all day long. And then when you let go of that backpack, pay attention to how good you feel when you've let go of all that weight. And that weight is like a prison. And I've got friends, I've got family who are experiencing this prison that they're walking around in every day. And it keeps them from enjoying the fullest life that I think is possible. And I understand that there are certain medical conditions or things that just are unavoidable, right? There are certain things that we have learned and we have not been able to change, and there are certain when you get hangry, you just got to have what you want to have, right? But that's where if we can control our compulsions and we can consciously be giving our body the food that it desires in a way that is healthy, and We can also be growing food locally, like a food forest. And that's my 5 minutes. So we'll talk about food forests in another video. Thank you. I'm not done yet. If food is available, I'm sorry, I'm not even concerned about rules. I try to be within 5 minutes, but that's just not going to happen right now. So are we gathering our food from the stores for a fee, or are we gathering our food from the source for free? Phonetically, they sound very similar, but one of them has us in perpetual debt to exist, to be able to eat and maintain our body, and the other can be freedom, and it can be healthier food, and it can be available in abundance to everyone. There's really not such thing as scarcity unless we're placing a dollar figure on it. So, all right, now I'll quit. Thank you.